Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast, powered by HSN Mentoring. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach. We know that helping our clients become the best and healthiest versions of themselves isn't just about telling them what to eat or going to the gym a few hours a week. We have to focus on a holistic approach, addressing nutrition, stress management, mindset, sleep, support system, lifestyle, and of course, exercise. My name is Nicole Coyne, and I am the founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, home of CrossFit HSN and HSN Mentoring. In this podcast, we are going to teach you how to take one step at a time to build a successful nutrition coaching program so that ultimately we can all make a greater impact and help people prevent and reverse chronic disease together. Today's podcast guest is Don Faul. He is the CEO of CrossFit. I had him on the podcast about 8 or 9 months ago, and we talked about what his plans were as he became the CEO of CrossFit. In this podcast, we're checking in. How are things going? What's been going well? And where are we headed? I have to admit, I follow CrossFit pretty closely in some of the stuff that they do, and I've even missed some things that have been released to help CrossFit affiliate owners like me be able to impact more people. So hopefully you will be able to learn some of those things in this episode. We talk about things like the affiliate map and how they are positively reinforcing continued education in CrossFit affiliates, what CrossFit affiliate owners should be thinking about. We talk about how they're giving CAP away for free, why, and of course, we have to address nutrition. I've heard Don in quite a few affiliate summits ask, how do you think we are all doing with nutrition? And asking people to raise their hand if they think as a collective whole, we are doing well. And in all of the rooms that I've been in, I haven't seen people's hands go up. And if I'm honest, I agree. We can do better. All right, we're going to get to this podcast episode in just a second. I have a super exciting announcement. After I recorded this podcast with Don, I got to thinking, had a couple conversations with my husband that I wanted to make it easier for gym owners to understand how to prioritize nutrition, how to implement nutrition programs, kind of all in one place. Best practices, common mistakes, everything knocked out. We created a 5-day free masterclass, 100% free. What will happen is you just enter in your email, and then every day for 5 days, you get a 15 to 20 minute training video on different pieces of the puzzle that all come together to build, launch, and scale a successful nutrition program. We talk about pricing and packaging, client journey, finding a good fit, increasing presence of nutrition, how you incorporate nutrition into your marketing strategy, and opportunities to scale and grow like partnerships and employee wellness. So you do not want to miss this free masterclass, 100% new information, completely free. Think of all the, almost 20 years I've had with an experience with working in private practice and helping gyms launch and scale nutrition programs packed into one 5-day free masterclass. So excited to release this. All you need to do is click the link in the show notes, enter in your information, register, and you'll get that first training video. Go ahead and do that now before listening to the podcast and you forget. All right, enjoy this podcast with Don Faul, CEO of CrossFit. Don Faul, welcome back to the podcast. Excited to have you on today.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
We've had the opportunity to connect a few times this year. There have been some incredible initiatives that have come out to support affiliate owners. And I thought it would be fun to have a conversation to talk a little bit about behind the scenes and even some stuff that you've shared at the summits that I feel like a lot of affiliate owners have missed out on because they haven't jumped on the summits yet, which hopefully more affiliate owners do. Goodness, I was thinking back to the first time that we talked on this podcast, and two things really stood out to me that you said. One is streamlining communication between the teams at HQ. Historically, before you came on board, there were some disconnects with like one team doing one thing and one team not knowing anything about what the other team was doing. How do you feel like it's been going?
Yeah. Crazy, time flies. I feel like that conversation was yesterday, and I don't know how many months ago it was, probably many.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look on that front, we've made awesome progress. And, we have, obviously I'll always say like, we can always be better. And we're continually working to kind of raise the bar on how we do things. But I think our coordination and communication as a team, internally, but also externally, has been a really nice step forward. We just had obviously the opportunity to see this firsthand at the games. And as you can imagine, the games requires just a massive lift from so many people and teams and organizations, both inside and outside the company. And I've been saying one of the things that I am happiest and most proud of when I think about this year's games is how it really truly was a collaborative effort. Every single part of our organization at HQ was a part of it, from obviously the team on sport front and center, but also our team that sports affiliates did a ton of work. Our education team was running seminars throughout the day. Our partners were fully integrated in a lot of the activations that we were doing on site. And so we've made really, really good progress. And I'm really excited. We're starting to see, I think, internally, collaborating and communicating broadly starting to become the default. And it's, to use a bad cliche, it's a new muscle for us, but one where we're seeing really nice impact.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the games, because it was really cool to see this year. I have to say, of all of the years that I've been, this was my favorite experience. I absolutely loved all of the different sessions and the stuff that happened upstairs in the affiliate lounge that Daniel, Chaffee, and Ollie put together with different business support. Like, if I'm honest, I was a little bit nervous, like how many people are going to show up for these summits? Like, the games is going on. There's so much different stuff, but people showed up and they wanted to learn. And it was a really fun experience to be able to help support affiliate owners in more of a small group. Although the people that came, like, it got busy, especially when you spoke. I mean, the whole room was packed listening to what's going on with HQ. What are we doing? So it was really cool to see the different initiatives that have happened and evolved over the past year.
Yeah, agree. It's funny, a couple of days in, we had planned a bunch of sessions, and every year the team has looked at what more can we do to support the community, every part of the community. And the affiliate piece was a big part of that this year. And I remember I think it was day 2 or 3, I don't know, that whole week is a total blur. So it could have been like Tuesday or Friday, I'm not sure. But I remember talking to someone on the team and they said, gosh, all of our education business sessions have sold out for affiliates immediately. Mm-hmm. And so, our reaction was, hey, let's just open up capacity, like fill the room. And so that was awesome to see participation. It was really cool to see folks like you guys, partners, being a part of that, integrated into that experience, and really reinforces, I think, our belief has been that there is a real opportunity and demand for more of this type of content and collaboration and discussion. And I think that was validated by the participation we saw. So, we're going to keep building on that.
I love it. There was a panel discussion that happened with Mike G and talking about CrossFit health and like curing chronic disease. And they brought on this guy, Dr. Chris Palmer, and the affiliate channels on social media have shared some of his stuff, but holy cow, did he have such an incredible message talking about how people are walking into an affiliate and how to make them feel comfortable. And I hope that session gets out into the universe and it is on the website at some point, because I feel like every single affiliate owner should watch that and really take to heart, how can we make a greater impact by being super welcoming to people who would be really nervous to walk inside of our gyms.
Yeah, it's something I unfortunately didn't get a chance to participate in that session, but I've heard a lot about it from a lot of folks. It was clearly super impactful. And that topic in general is one that we've been thinking and talking about a lot, right? Like we know that one of our opportunities is figuring out how do we lower the barrier to entry for folks? How do we get people who are curious about CrossFit but have reservations or concerns? How do we make it super simple to participate? And so I think that session is and the content there is so timely and so important, and definitely learnings for us at HQ about how do we capture some of that? How do we get it in front of affiliates? And then for owners, I'm sure there's a ton to learn about that, because, look, we know that if we can get somebody to try it out, if we can get them to stick around for a while, that the vast majority of people are going to stick around. But that upfront piece is really important.
Yeah, I loved that session. I think it's interesting when you talk about making sure that we are opening our doors to people and making everyone feel welcome. you set a goal that was pretty clear, like 30 million people by 2030, super easy to remember. And, I think a lot of people have repeated that. And ultimately, we have to make it more accessible, right?
For
And
sure.
one of the things that I've seen come out of HQ, and I think one of the things I was most excited about watching or hearing the games on ESPN was the stories that were shared in the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many incredible stories that have happened inside of affiliates. What do you guys plan on doing to highlight some of those stories even more? I know there was a big initiative with Nicole and Tyson and the media team with the magic of CrossFit. Is there more coming out with that? What's going on there?
Yeah. So I think the recipe that you saw at the games, I think, is a big part of our approach as it relates to sport. And then more broadly, really trying to help people get comfortable with trying out CrossFit by elevating these stories, like the real life stories that are happening. So on the sports side, the games and other events in and around sport give us the opportunity to get in front of more people. And ESPN was huge for us this year because it massively opens up that audience. And the number of people I heard from who said, gosh, I'm sitting in a bar right now watching the games on TV with a bunch of people who have not experienced it before. That is such a unique opportunity for us. And what we need to make sure is that with that attention, with the time that we get from prospective folks, how do we get a story in front of them that is going to get them in the front door? And so those types of stories, real life stories that people can connect with, that lower some of that apprehension, that's a big part of what we need to continue to lean into. And a big part of that is our media strategy. So we've been working really hard on, coming out of the first half of the year, thinking about what are the stories that we want to tell, which are most impactful, how do we get them in front of people? So, what's the right channel strategy for us? Nicole Carroll has been doing, with a bunch of folks on the team, exceptional work on really distilling down the essence of our brand. Who are we? Who have we been? How does that evolve over time? And then how do we make, that brand more approachable for folks? How do we connect people with it? And so in the back half of the year, we just had a new CMO join, a new chief marketing officer. It's fantastic. And so part of what he's working on with the team is the overall media strategy for the second half of the year. And so those types of stories will be a big part of it. And then we'll continue to work on, beyond just the stories that we tell, our partnerships, who we work with and engage with. How do we combine both partners that are well entrenched within our existing ecosystem, but also partners that give us the opportunity to reach bigger new audiences? So, one that I like to highlight is our partnership with Jocko, right? Mm-hmm. Great fit for our community, great fit for our brand, but also a massive audience who is primed, I think, for CrossFit, who may not have been exposed to it yet. And so we're increasingly thinking about how we pair our media strategy with thoughtful partnerships so that we can get in front of as many people as possible.
I love that you mentioned that. Irony of that. You and I had a conversation about a book and a while ago, and you said, what book? And I was talking about Soundtracks by this guy, John Acuff. And I told you he was a big CrossFit fan. Well, he actually has a new book coming out. He sent it to me. CrossFit is listed in this book at least 100 times.
Wow.
He talks about his story with CrossFit. He's a New York Times bestselling author. I think that a huge audience. I was on his podcast recently and we've gotten quite a few clients that have come from it. And I was just talking to one of the dietitians and she's like, these people are amazing. They're not scared to work hard and they're getting integrated into our ecosystem at Healthy Steps Nutrition through nutrition. But ultimately our goal is to send them to a CrossFit gym wherever they're located. So I think it's really cool to be able to partner with people who are aligned in the vision of, we want people to get healthy. We want them, they can't be scared to work hard. And Jocko's a great example. I think John Acuff is another really good example of someone who loves CrossFit, loves the ecosystem, and has a reach of people that could ultimately benefit from stepping into a CrossFit gym. I hope that book will inspire some people.
Well, I'm going to have to, I got to go order that book now. I'll put that on my, my reading list.
Yeah. Maybe I'll give you a copy in one of the future summits if you end up going to one of them. Cool. Okay. Awesome. So I love the partnerships. One of the other initiatives that you guys launched at the games is the affiliate map. Mm-hmm. It's been out, but there was a massive upgrade that needed to be done. why did you guys invest so much time into upgrading the affiliate map? Why should affiliate owners care about the affiliate map?
Yeah, look, I think a huge part of our responsibility at HQ is get people in the front door of an affiliate, right? Like we talk all about a lot. Our relationship with affiliates is truly a partnership. Like if we're going to have the type of impact in the world that we aspire to, that's possible, we need to work together. Our job at HQ is about being a great custodian of the brand. It's about telling those stories. And ultimately, it's about getting people in the front door of an affiliate. And that's where we rely then that other part of the partnership starts where, we expect and need to make sure that when folks walk in that front door, they're going to have that incredible life-changing experience. Part of that, so if we come back to our responsibility, a lot of it is around the storytelling and shaping the brand. And what that does for us, if we do it well, is that we activate people and get them curious about CrossFit. And for a lot of people, that's a kind of consideration process. So it may be a little bit of interest. They've heard about it. Their interest is piqued. Maybe they come to the website, they check it out. They engage with some of our media that helps them understand what CrossFit is and who it's for. Ultimately, we want to get them, hand them off to a local affiliate. And that's where the map comes in. And so, if we think about it in a pure marketing sense, it's towards the bottom of that acquisition funnel where we make this handoff from us to that local affiliate where that journey can begin. And our affiliate map, we haven't invested a whole heck of a lot in it for quite a bit of time. So it's been around a while, but we haven't optimized it. The experience has been, I think, a good start. But we haven't done a sufficiently good job of making sure we really take care of that prospective customer and that the handoff we make to affiliate is a really thoughtful one. And so we made some changes, all in service of the goal here is driving member growth, new acquisitions, new members for affiliates all around the world. And so what we rolled out right around the games was the very first step. Let's call it the first in many, many steps that we're going to take to improve the overall experience. And we introduced a lead gen form where we make it really, really simple for someone to give us some information, tell us a little bit more about what they're looking for, what their goals are, and then hand them off to an affiliate that is accessible for them, where that part of the experience can start. And even though it's let's call it version one of many, the impact and results have been amazing so far. I mean, we're getting, I'm getting text messages, DMs, emails from a lot of affiliates saying, holy cow, we've seen already a meaningful uptick. And so we are going to continue to invest in that experience. I think for affiliates, it's an opportunity to really tell that prospective member a little bit more about your affiliate. And so you'll see the evolution of our map is going to give our affiliate owners more flexibility and degrees of freedom to communicate and tell that member a little bit more about their affiliate on CrossFit.com, with the goal being our conversion rate. So the number of people who start on .com and end up actually registering should go up meaningfully. And so we're working a bunch on that experience right now. You'll see a bunch of changes. And then we're doing a bunch of work on top of really improving that map experience for the member. We're also doing a bunch of work to drive more traffic to the map. So ultimately, we want to get more people to that so that we can get more people in the front door of our affiliates.
I love that. Couple of things from an affiliate owner side. So before this, earlier, I filled out the form as if I was a new lead just to see what it looked like. So easy. I'm sure you guys have a system now that you'll be able to start telling how many people are we sending to CrossFit affiliates so that you can have some metrics to go off of, which will be nice.
We have a dashboard that we check frequently now because our team has goals around it. So by the end of the year, we've got to meaningfully increase that number.
I love that. From an affiliate owner standpoint, some cool things that have come out that you are super easy to do, but you need to do it, is adding your trainers to your profile. So whoever's the licensee on record, you go in, manage your team, you just, whatever email is under their level 1, level 2, level 3 credential, you just pop it in. Super easy. They get an email and then now you've got people added to your team. I know, and you guys haven't mentioned this, you guys have mentioned this as public knowledge, that eventually the more level 2s, the more level 3s you have, the higher you'll rank on the map. So putting your staff's credentials in is going to be helpful for you as an affiliate owner.
Absolutely. And look, like the rationale for that is we want to expose prospective members to the very best affiliates where they can get the very best experience. And so for those owners who have invested a lot in education, which obviously we believe translates to a great experience on the floor when they walk in that affiliate, we want to give those owners the opportunity to tell that story and show, hey, we've invested in it. We've got really well-educated coaches that are a part of our staff, and use that to help, for members to help inform their selection around which affiliate they want to go to.
I love that. Before we started recording, I told you I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this, but I think it's important because I'm pretty stay up to date with the stuff that goes on at HQ. And I hadn't gone in and actually checked our affiliate map status probably since we started our affiliate, and our pin for where our affiliate was, we've been in the same place for 7 years. It was not where we are. And so I'm like, oh, I need to update this. So if you're an affiliate owner, just go in, make sure that your pin is where you actually are, because ultimately someone's going to pick a place that's close to them. You want to make sure that your pin is an appropriate place. Add your staff. I think that's super helpful. It's really easy. Like when someone fills out that form, you get an email that says, HQ, someone is interested in joining your gym, and it gives you their information. I think there's definitely a gap for some affiliate owners with how quickly they'll respond to that information. So, looking at from an affiliate owner standpoint, how fast are you following up with leads? Because if they're filling out that form with you, I'm sure they're filling it out with other people. And ultimately, the fastest one that responds is probably going to get the client.
That's right. And we're actually seeing right now in the early data that most of the members who come, their prospective members, are reaching out to more than one affiliate. And, we know best practice, when you're looking at something like this, response time matters. It sends a signal about the type of experience that you're going to get when you walk in the front door. And so we're trying to make it really easy for owners who we know are busy, but just have a simple process by which you're checking this periodically, following up with folks, and that'll translate to more members. And look, ultimately for us, when we think about, at the end of the day, what we're really focused on in service of supporting our affiliates is helping our affiliates grow their business and impact more lives. And so, if we look at kind of just doing the very, very simple rough math, if we can get for each affiliate, just make it super simple, one new client a year. If you look at the lifetime value of a client, that's probably $2,000 to $3,000 of incremental revenue right there. Mm-hmm. And so that's real meaningful value. And obviously, like, our goal is much higher than that. But if we can move the needle in that respect, where we can show definitively for affiliates that we are driving new members in the door, that's a really meaningful impact in helping them grow their business, which they can then reinvest in the quality of experience on the floor.
I love that. All right. So you talked about your responsibility getting people to the affiliate, but then you also mentioned, hey, there's a responsibility on our side to ensure that they have a good experience once they get in the door. You are not the only person that has said this. I've heard Nicole and Austin all talk about it at all of the summits. Mm-hmm. And this is an important piece of the puzzle. There are some gym owners that have this as a very side hustle, and there's others that are really invested in continued education for their staff and delivering a professional experience. In big picture, what are you guys wanting from us as affiliate owners to ensure that we've hit the standard that you're looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think at a high level, it comes back to when we think about our success and our ability to impact millions of people over the next 6, 7, 8, hopefully many decades. A lot of what we are doing together between HQ and our affiliates is continuing to build CrossFit as a brand and CrossFit as this community and movement. And our ability to reach more people in the future, in large part, will come down to how great a job we've done on delivering on, what I'll articulate as our brand promise. So like what you expect when you walk in the front door. CrossFit started with a really high standard for excellence. Like, we started as this aspirational, we deliver unparalleled, the best results in the industry. We hold ourselves to an exceptionally high standard. And we want to make sure that we have confidence that anyone who walks in the front door of any affiliate around the world, that we're going to over deliver on those expectations. And, we, on our side, if we're going to reach as many people, we have to continue to raise our expectations at HQ for how we tell our story, for how we support our affiliates, for how we educate and train coaches, for how we reach more and more people through things like sport and the work we do in marketing and media. Our expectation, and we've talked about this internally, is we look back every 12 months, we should be performing at a meaningfully higher level than we were a year ago. And I think that's the type of culture that a lot of folks, most folks in our community are really drawn to. Like, yes, we want to perform and execute at the very highest level. We think the same, we need to do our part, and we need our affiliate community and our coaches to do the same. And, I've said this a few times, but when someone walks into a CrossFit affiliate anywhere around the world, and that experience doesn't meet the standard, it doesn't just hurt that affiliate. It doesn't just influence that individual. That hurts every single one of our affiliates. That impacts the brand. And I've had the opportunity to talk to thousands of affiliates over the course of the last year. And so many folks have said, hey, we do our best to deliver a great experience, but there are some gyms that don't. And what are we doing about that? And so we think at HQ, we have a responsibility to set and hold the community to a standard of exceptional quality. And then, for our owners out there, for our coaches, we ask that they step up and elevate as well. And that means investing in every part of the member experience that reflects on the brand. The little things like what we talked about before, things that are as small as how quickly you respond to an email from a prospective member matters. That's probably the first point at which you have an opportunity to shape that potential member's perception of CrossFit. We have the opportunity to show that we're that we're responsive, that we're going to invest in the experience. To how you think about your onboarding experience. We know, again, coming back to what we talked about, we know that matters a lot. We know CrossFit for some folks initially can be really intimidating in your first few sessions until you really start to get comfortable. Ultimately, to the standard you set in coaching and expectation around a continued investment in education. We've talked about the L1's amazing. It's a great beginning for investing in your craft, but it's not the end. No one walks out of their L1 as a world-class coach. And I think we should aspire that when you walk into our affiliates, that you're going to have a world-class coach. And so that means a continued commitment to refining your craft, to continued education on the coaching side, and then for our owners on the business side as well, because we know that in order to deliver an exceptional experience on the floor consistently, you have to be able to run a strong, sustainable business as well. So you can pour all of that time and those resources and that energy into making sure that your member experience is really world-class. So we are, on our side, we're working hard to make sure that those resources are available, that the expectations and standards are clear. And then the ask is going to be, hey, 12 months from now, we're going to ask, our expectation is the level of quality in the community is that much higher. And a year after that, we're going to have a step above. And I think it's that type of attitude and expectation and pursuit of virtuosity. That's what's going to get us to 30 million. That's what'll get us to reaching lots more people and having a much larger impact in the world.
I love that. You guys recently started giving CAP away for free. It has lesson plans and a ton of coach development in there. So you're not asking affiliate owners to do all the work by yourself. You are giving actual resources to help develop coaches. That's a part of your affiliation fee, essentially, right?
That's right. Yeah. So, you price that's $1,500 to $1,800 a year that in value that we're giving you for free.
And that's new. That's a couple months ago. You guys just released that.
That's right.
Not mistaken.
Earlier this year.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty clear to me with owners having a standard, keeping yourself accountable, keeping your coaches accountable so that we're delivering a consistent experience. You've actually set me up a couple times with the nutrition talk. Mm-hmm. Couldn't have this conversation without integrating nutrition. I do think overall, yes, there are a lot of gyms that do it better than others, but that even if you do the CrossFit methodology, not exactly perfect, you're still going to get some results. Mm-hmm. The nutrition side, on the other hand, is a hot mess for most gyms. Some gyms run challenges. Some gyms don't talk about nutrition. Some have informal conversations. Some give it away for free. Mm-hmm. It's all over the board. You've talked about this a couple of times. I've seen not one hand get raised in a room when you've asked, do you think as a collective community, we are doing nutrition well?
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's right. And I think, this is an area where I think when we think about raising the bar and this pursuit of virtuosity, which again, all in service of I think the unifying North Star for us is having a bigger impact on people, making the world healthier. And if we're going to do that, yes, I think we do a great job on the fitness side. We all know nutrition is it is the foundation, core to our methodology. We talk about it in the L1, we preach how important it is. I think we got a long way to go in delivering against the expectation that we set out for ourselves and kind of what we preach. And so, I think we've got to figure out, again, in partnership, how do we do a better job of equipping our owners to deliver a world-class experience, world-class integrated experience with nutrition that goes alongside the great work we do on the fitness side. And so I suspect there are elements of this. Obviously, you are the expert on this. There are elements of helping gyms understand how do you build an actual program and business around it? What are the mechanics of a program that set you up for success? There is the content associated with it. And I think that's an area where we play a role. And again, I think there are folks in the ecosystem who can partner with it. And then integrating it into, I think more of what we do in our education and our marketing and the resources that we provide for affiliates as they're getting up and running. So this is an area I think when I think about one of the biggest opportunities that we have to have a larger impact on the folks who are already doing CrossFit, for me, nutrition's either at or really near the top of the list.
I agree 100%, obviously. I think one thing that gym owners struggle with is they put the person closest to them who is an amazing CrossFit coach in the seat of a nutrition coach. Mm-hmm. And there are ways to integrate nutrition into the conversation, into content, into education, into a warm up or a cool down so that everyone's providing, a consistent message with where nutrition should be on the priority list. But the people that are delivering the nutrition coaching on a day-to-day, following up with people, in many cases, not all CrossFit coaches make great nutrition coaches. If you don't have a passion for nutrition, why would we put someone in that seat where they're not going to be ultimately fulfilled in that role? And I think, one of the things I've been talking about at the summits is let's find someone who's in your ecosystem, who's a coach or maybe is not a coach yet, that would be an amazing fit to help support this role. So ultimately, there is a huge opportunity in gyms to increase their impact, accelerate client results, increase retention, add revenue if you have a professional nutrition coaching program, but you need the right person to deliver it. And as an owner, you cannot be the only person delivering the program. And you cannot, in my opinion, you can't just have one person doing the nutrition coaching, because ultimately when that person leaves, if they're not you as the business owner, at some point, they probably will leave. Your program cannot leave with them. And every single gym that does not run a successful nutrition program right now either has informal conversations, had a program, got up and running, the coach left, the program left, or they do challenges and they just don't have that person. And I think if more gym owners realized who might be a good fit and they could identify that, I think that's a really great first step. Honestly, I would tell people to take the nutrition course that you guys made. It's $100. Get people seeing what nutrition coaching is, or just a little bit more information about nutrition, see if they have the follow through. And if they're excited about it after taking that short course, then take the next step in becoming a nutrition coach at your facility. I think we got to figure out who's going to be a good fit to help these gym owners add this piece of the puzzle for sure.
And that might be an area where I think, when I think about our role and what we can do. So we've been spending a lot of time on, in the new affiliate journey in helping owners understand, okay, how do you think about, starting from zero, getting to a place where you are off to the races. And there are things like this that I think we might have an opportunity to introduce this thought process around nutrition at the right time and equip them with some resources to help them think about, is it identifying a member of the staff, thinking about how to structure it and introduce it. We might be able to help with some of that to get that decision, in the loop for that owner really early in the process, before they might be thinking about it otherwise.
ultimately, I think it's going to set them up for success faster because they're not going to put someone who's the closest person to them in a seat who might not be the best fit for the role. I know I've made those mistakes over the years for sure. Like, oh yeah, we're the closest one. Let's see if you'll be good at this role. Nicole's talked quite a bit about CrossFit health, and that was even a question that came up in your Q&A. Basically, like, how do we partner with different doctors, healthcare professionals? Where do you see HQ playing a role with helping gyms expand their reach, potentially looking at people who might never even step foot inside of their gym, like a doctor referring a patient to a CrossFit affiliate?
Yeah. So there are, I think on the health front, there's a few things that we've been actively thinking about. So, one, we're really fortunate to have this incredible community of CrossFit health professionals who are incredibly passionate, who are doing a lot of the content that we talk about. They're actively engaged in it. They're evangelizing within the space, telling the story of and really pushing how, look, the future of, vision is the future of healthcare needs to shift even more towards this preventative lifestyle decisions to help people get upstream. And, on top of that, I think we've done a lot of work, and Mike's done a great job with this to really build a body of content, dialogue, and discussion around that connection between what we are doing at CrossFit about that pathway to health, about the opportunities that exist here. There's a couple things that kind of we're working on in the short term. I think the first is the work that Nicole has done on the brand front has brought CrossFit Health from something that I would say was kind of a parallel effort. So, hey, we're going to build a CrossFit brand, and then we're going to build a health brand around CrossFit. Yes. They're one and the same. Look, like, our goal isn't just fitness. It's fitness in service of improving health. Like, at the end of the day, that is why we exist. That is the impact we want to have in the world. We have known, within this community for some time, what is starting to become more mainstream, that the notion of investing in your nutrition and investing in fitness are the most important and leveraged things that you can do to maximize your health over your lifetime. And so we are in a very concerted sort of way, bringing that overall brand strategy and brand story together so that there are not two parallel efforts, that they are one and the same. The second thing that we're doing is really trying to think about how do we empower and equip this community of healthcare professionals to continue to have an impact in shaping the dialogue and discourse that exists within the medical community, and more broadly at a societal level about the opportunity that exists, and really connecting again the importance of lifestyle decisions, these things that you can do that can have a profound impact. And I think we're seeing now, within the last couple of years, I think you can really start to see a shift in some of the mainstream attitudes. Again, this is something we've known for a long time, but increasingly people talking about the importance of these fundamentals. And so, we're going to continue to work with the medical community, our healthcare practitioners. We'll continue to run our education efforts. We've seen amazing interest in that community self-organizing. And so we're going to partner with them on that. And so them organizing conferences, coming together. I think there's a great opportunity. We've talked a little bit about how do we partner with them to get some more data. So all these things that we believe very strongly to be true about the impact that CrossFit can have on, biomarkers, your overall kind of indices of health. How do we actually really nail that story objectively and quantitatively so we can tell a bulletproof story? And then, I think we're going to have to balance being aggressive, but being patient, in the sense that, what we are trying to do our part in driving a societal shift in attitude and perception around health within the medical community, but also, at large, helping more people understand that the best thing that you can do for your health is walk in the front door of a CrossFit affiliate, or just a gym per se, getting more active. And I think we're starting to see that, but it'll take a little bit of time, and we want to be on the front edge of that.
I love that. There's a group of physicians that are like organizing some type of society for health, like for doctors. Amy West, I know, is one of the people that's trying to organize something. They were talking about it at the games. I didn't catch the whole gist of it, but I know they're trying to do something, which is really cool, to be able to connect healthcare professionals. There's a lot of doctors that have gone through the MD L1. If you are listening to this and you have a doctor that's gone through the level 1, why don't you make your own prescription pad with a QR code to your gym and have them give that out to their patients? I know for us at our CrossFit affiliate, one of our best referral sources is a pediatric GI. All of these kids have fatty livers, high triglycerides, and he knows he's not going to be able to help them in his small, short office visits. He refers all of them to us. And I think usually they just give us an email, but or give our email out to the patient. But I think it would be better if I went and handed him a prescription pad that had a QR code to our gym. Everyone knows how to use QR codes now. That would be an easy strategy there. No, I think you guys are doing a really good job sharing stories, and I think there's a responsibility on our end to look in and also share the stories that are happening inside of our own affiliates. You know, the people that have lost 50, 100 pounds, people that have gotten off depression medications and reverse diabetes. Like, we all have those people in our gyms. I don't know that we've all done a really good job consistently sharing those stories to ultimately impact people that probably would be not coming to our gym in the first place. So that could be.
And I think we can do more on that front, Nicole, to, when those stories are told, to amplify them. So, and our team already does a lot of this today, but really thinking about, look, one of the benefits is we don't have to do, super costly hire actors to do case study before and afters. Like, we literally have hundreds of thousands, millions of real life stories that exist everywhere. We got to figure out, how do we get them in front of more people, and how do we get them in front of people in a way that's really, really going to resonate, that's really going to speak to someone who is struggling with that. And so, I think equipping and empowering our owners to elevate some of those stories, and then us doing our part of using the reach that we have to try to get them in front of as many people as we can. And then if there are other points of leverage where we can leverage relationships we have, our network of medical professionals, conversations we can have about when the time is right around things like reimbursement. Those are the types of things where I think we can and need to play an important role at the right time to connect the dots.
I love that. The team effort, collaboration. Yep. One initiative that I absolutely love that you guys are doing is these affiliate summits. You've done almost one a month. The affiliate team has hosted these free events that are jam-packed with education, but also a really important opportunity to connect with other affiliate owners in your area. Basically, it's like a few states that come together. There's been from 150 to 300 people at these summits. Why are you guys doing those?
Yeah, for a variety of reasons. I think, first and foremost, I think, we are not just a network of 13,000 gyms, independent gyms around the world. Like, we truly are a community, and the community doesn't just apply to our members. We are a community of small business owners who are all working towards one higher level mission that drives all of us. And in that, part of the beauty of the CrossFit model is we have these 13,000 entrepreneurs who are doing different things in their communities, all of whom can learn from each other. And so a huge part of what we're trying to do is there's a little bit of a reminder, hey, running a small business, I know, is hard work, long days, long hours, and you don't always have the opportunity to connect with other owners in a venue in which, you can connect and maybe commiserate a little bit and share ideas. And so part of it is just bringing the communities together. And I think every time we do this, I talk to owners who are saying, look, literally just the opportunity to be around other owners, to feel the energy, it can be really powerful for folks. And they go home energized, inspired, excited to kind of pour more of that back into their affiliate. The second part is, I think it's a really important, we have a really big responsibility to make sure we do a great job communicating what we are doing to fulfill our side of the partnership. What are we spending our time on? So, our affiliate owners invest in their affiliate fee. What is that going towards? Like, what are we doing on behalf of our owners to get more people into gyms? What are we doing to help our owners be more successful? So very deliberately, a part of that is us communicating, what we've been up to, what worked, what didn't work, the impact that it had, and then what to expect from us over the course of the next 6 months to a year as we continue to work. Then there's an opportunity as well for learning across the board. So I think for owners, hopefully they get an opportunity to learn from other owners. They learn from some of our speakers and partners who participate in the event. And then there's an opportunity for us at HQ to learn as well. Every time I go to one of these events, by virtue of a conversation I've had or a question that someone asked during the Q&A that I wasn't totally prepared for, we always go back home, I think, better educated in what's going well and where we can invest to have a larger impact. And it should just be these should be a steady drumbeat where there's a constant expectation that we're continuing to invest in the tools and resources we provide to support the community.
I love that. And I've seen you guys just take little pieces and make it better every single time, from February for the first one I went to even July in Portland. It's been really cool to see, from coaching cues to coach development to business support to roundtables, opportunities to connect. I've talked a lot about nutrition. It's a really great opportunity for affiliate owners to lean in and take a step away from your business to work on your business. And the other thing that's pretty cool about these is you guys are they're completely free right now, which is amazing. Like, it costs quite a bit of money and time investment to put these things on. But you guys are also allowing a +1, which hasn't happened in past years. So if you're an affiliate owner and you have a manager or a spouse, they can come with you to this event, which is a really great opportunity for someone else to learn and feel really inspired to go back home and make a great impact.
Yeah. Awesome.
You guys have Cincinnati coming up in September, Boston, which is going to be really fun at Noble headquarters. We're going to host a mixer before at a brewery. We got a private space in a brewery, which I think will be really fun. People can come have a beer and then go to bed early to have a long day. But yeah, I'm really excited about these. I think this is a really great opportunity. I hope you guys continue to do these in the future. Talking about where HQ is headed, anything coming up for you guys beyond the CrossFit affiliate summits?
Yeah, I mean, I think at a, kind of zooming out at a high level on the affiliate side, maybe start there. Part of what we've been talking about is what you're starting to see in terms of week after week, month after month, small improvements. You should expect to see that. So, our goal is every 3 months, every 6 months, as an owner, when you think about the value you're getting from CrossFit, that value should continue to increase. So, you go back 4 or 5 years ago, mostly what you got was use of the brand. Today, we've got a long list of tools. We've got affiliate toolkit. We have affiliate summits. We have partnerships that we're investing in behalf. More to come on that front. So expect more iterations on the affiliate map, expect more work on our part to drive more traffic. So our goal as an owner through the end of the year, you should start to see more and more of those referrals, more and more members coming in saying, hey, found you guys at .com, how can I get started? Should expect to see more and more resources that you can invest in as an owner to improve the overall experience. On the education front, we've talked about, there is, on our side, thinking about where do we complement our existing education with additional offerings that are most impactful for our coaches and our owners, ultimately in service of a better experience. So we're looking at a few things right now where we think there may be some opportunities or gaps that exist. We're thinking really hard about how do we motivate more coaches, more owners to invest more regularly in education. Again, right now we've got this little bit of a weird construct where we say, great, take your L1, you're good for 5 years. I mean, that's crazy town, right? So, it should be great. I'm done with my L1. When is the next opportunity for me to learn and get better? And so we're thinking a lot about that. We are thinking about raising our expectation in terms of what we expect. And I'd say, again, I think safe to say over time, the L1 is not sufficient. Great start, amazing, but we want to create the conditions where folks are motivated to invest more. L2 at a minimum. And so we're thinking a lot about how we enable that and make that possible. On the sports side, coming out of a great games, I think the games was fantastic. The team did an amazing job. Lots of learnings for us, coming into next season. And so at a high level, thinking about how do we reach more people through sport? So the ESPN deal was a really big step forward on that front, but there's more work that we can do. How do we think about improving within the existing season? So there's some work we can do, particularly as we think about the Open, to make it easier for owners. We know that the Open is a ton of work as an owner. We know it's amazing and it can be incredibly impactful for community, but we want to make it as seamless as we can. And there's some things that I think we learned this past season that will apply going into next year in service of that. And then we're thinking a lot, I'd say also on the sports side, sport isn't just for obviously our elite athletes. They're amazing, but we really want sport to be something that every single member of our community can regularly participate in. And today you kind of get 3 days a year in the Open that are awesome. For most normal folks like me, my journey doesn't go much beyond the Open ever. But hey, how do we create more opportunities either through things that we do at HQ or through partnerships and other folks who are running amazing events to give people the opportunity to compete and enjoy competition throughout the year. So bunch more stuff to come across the board, but those are some of the highlights.
I love that. I think going back to continued education, tying in your ranking eventually and the affiliate map will go up the higher. You're going to be rewarded as an affiliate owner with more leads potentially if you have more L2, L3s. We haven't pushed our coaches at our gym to get their L3 for the ones that have their L2s. And now I'm like, nope, I think you should do it. I think it's great. My husband is planned now to take his L3. So I think just that alone, I think will be a positive push for affiliate owners to level up the outward coach development and courses that you guys have, but also our responsibility. And we're doing coach evaluations and different things to level up our coaches inside of our gym. So amazing things. Happy first year as the CEO. Holy cow, what a whirlwind. But you guys have made so many incredible positive initiatives to ultimately move forward with the vision and mission to impact more people. I'm excited to see where you guys are headed in a year from now.
Me too. Well, thank you for that. Really appreciate it. And really proud of the team. And again, I'd echo one more time, like our team's done an amazing job over the course of the past year. And it has not been easy, as you point out, but also really grateful for the work we've done with partners. Like if we really, one of the highlights for me again is it's not just HQ carrying the torch forward. Yes, we play our role. I think we have an important role in the community, but it's also for all the other folks in this ecosystem who love CrossFit and who are passionate about, what we're trying to do in the world. I think increasingly we've got more folks in the community working together to reach more people and impact more lives. And if we can keep that up, gosh, yes, very excited to see where we are a year from now. So thank you for the role that you guys play. You guys are an instrumental part of our summits, of the work that happens, as I'm optimistic about raising the bar in nutrition, you guys do really important work and we're grateful for it.
Thank you. I feel truly grateful and blessed to be a part of everything that you guys are doing. And it's a privilege. So I'm very grateful.
Well, thank
awesome.
you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And I'm sure we'll be connected in person at one of the summits soon.
Absolutely. Look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that episode with Don Faul, the CEO of CrossFit. I'm really excited about the initiatives that have been happening over the past year, 2 years at CrossFit HQ. I think there's a really big push to support affiliates and what we need to level up our businesses so that ultimately we can make a greater impact together. The affiliate map is really cool. They've released a couple different updates with this at this point, and you can add photos, you can add a description, separate yourself from other CrossFit gyms in your area, especially if you're prioritizing nutrition. Put that in the bio. We need to make it so obvious. You can update pictures in your affiliate profile too. So yes, put pictures of fitness, but also put pictures of consultations and smiley, happy people that it's not intimidating. Because think about it, the people that are going to that affiliate map are probably people who might be a little bit nervous to find a CrossFit gym. So go ahead and take a few minutes to update that. If you are a coach at a CrossFit gym, forward this episode over to your owner so that they make sure to get this information. Sometimes I feel like all the notifications and updates that happen at CrossFit get lost in our inbox and we miss it. So that affiliate map is really cool. I'm so excited to release a brand new free masterclass. This masterclass is going to give gym owners and coaches a really good idea for a do-it-yourself version with best practices and building a nutrition coaching program in a gym. All you need to do is click the link in the show notes to register for that free masterclass. Basically what happens is you put in your information and then immediately you will get an email with the first training video, and then every single day after that for 5 days, you'll get 15 to 20 minute training video with practical tips and real life examples on how to prioritize nutrition so that ultimately we can all grow together and create a better brand overall that, as CrossFit says, the first 13 words of fitness are nutrition. The foundation of the CrossFit pyramid is nutrition. So we can all do this better at the level of professionalism that happens with the coaching in our facilities. So register for the free masterclass. Don't forget to subscribe to this episode or this podcast so you don't miss another episode. Next week, I'm going to be talking about how a nutrition coaching program parallels with running a gym. Give you some practical examples and help you rethink how to build a nutrition coaching program in a gym. It's a lot more similar than you might realize. So excited for you to get next week's episode. And yeah, we'll see you back here next week.